Welcome back to episode 65 of Los Angeles Rams franchise here on DynastyCentral Sports, and this is a big one. This is the 2024 NFL Draft, and I'm using Chili Chill 23's fantasy customized draft class for this one, so I'm going to be using some of his footage with his permission in this episode to show off some of these players that have been drafted. This is going to be just the first round, and we're kicking it off right off with the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock, and they have Harrison Bailey, the top quarterback from their draft last season. He actually had a win against the Los Angeles Rams, and so they're going to be looking for someone to protect him because Harrison Bailey got rampaged from Aaron Donald, and I'm sure the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles is just absolute shit show. So they're going to go up and most likely grab the top left tackle in this draft. I am pretty sure, even though they have Noah Church, who is a generational talent quarterback with some questionable personality cues, but the pick is in for the first overall pick in the 2024 draft, and it is Amani Coleman, the left tackle out of Alabama. He is a mammoth of a man. He is the guy that you get and a franchise build that offensive line around. And let's take a look at some of his measurables going into the draft. He is 6'7", 315, 21 years old. He was first in vertical jump, broad jump, and bench press with 40 reps on the bar. This guy is a gym rat, loves to just work out. He's got a great run block, a strong hands on the line, strength upon strength. Yeah, his balance is a little bit, which really ties into the lack of quickness and his past injuries. His left knee has been a detriment to his career so far, but his talent and smarts and just strength is something you cannot pass up in this draft class. The Philadelphia Eagles get Coleman, and we got the New York Jets coming up on the second overall pick, and they are going to take Jamal Wilkerson, go up and grab the defensive tackle out of the Ohio State University Buckeyes defensive tackle. He is 6'5", big boy, 348, 21 years old, but he is a quick guy in the combine, first in 3-cone, first in 20 shuttle. He's got elite strength. His quickness and hit power is off the charts. He is not the best in his questionable personality. He did get a lot of skipping classes. He was had to get a couple suspensions throughout the season, but Jamal Wilkerson is one of those guys that has incredible talent, and somewhere down the line he's going to mature into a fantastic defensive tackle. Washington football team going up and grabbing Willie Wilson, the middle linebacker out of Penn State. This is now 4 seasons in a row the Washington football team have drafted a middle linebacker in the first 10 picks of the draft. It's incredible. I cannot understand how shitty their linebacking crew can be, that they got to keep drafting linebackers. But Willie Wilson, the talent is recognizable. This guy is an athletic freak. He's got a smart 420. He knows plays coming above, but his tackling, his zone coverage, and some of awareness is really on the low side, the negative of this. It's a questionable pick at the third overall pick. I'm sure there's a lot of talent like Noah Church, the top quarterback from USC out there, and Washington football team could definitely have used him. Lions have the pick in, and let's see who they select. They take Quincy Collins, the cornerback out of LSU. This guy is probably the top talent on the board in this draft. 6'2", 204. He's 20 years old. He's a little younger, but man-to-man, this guy is unstoppable. Second in the 40-yard dash. He's got speed upon speed. Man zone, he can do it all. He's got hands upon hands. He was a former wide receiver. Sure, he has the personality. He is big-headed. He's got an ego. Gets a little trash talking. Can't really tackle all that well. He was a former wide receiver, like I said. But this guy has got talent that is not anything that you can find in a draft outside of LSU, the DBU. The San Francisco 49ers, they got the pick is in, and let's see who they are going to select at the 5th overall pick. Corey Chavis out of University of Texas. This Longhorn strong safety is a bit of a linebacker, strong safety hybrid. He loves to lay the lumber, almost to a fault, to the fact that he hits so hard and so vicious that he gets a lot of penalties. He's got a little bit of a discipline problem, but his bench press, 25 reps on the bench. He's got speed. He's a good jump in the broad jump, 10 feet, 1 inch, and he plays big. He's a big hitter, like I said, plays like a linebacker. He's going to be a bit of that hybrid linebacking safety. He did get 3 ejections over the course of the season. He gets hit. He hits a hard number of the time. Sometimes it's a little bit questionable. The Browns are coming up at the 6th overall pick, and let's see who they select, because this is going to be a crucial pick for the Browns. They are not ready to be selecting in the top 10 picks, but they are a little bit off course. Let's see, the pick is in, and they're going to select Kadeem Blackmon, left tackle out of Oregon University. This Duck lineman is definitely not Kayvon Thibodeau, but he is definitely a hungry, tenacious defensive end. Let's take a look at his measurables. 6'4", 264, great in the 40-yard.
You're doing terrific.
4.64 second 40-yard dash. He's got speed. High in the vert jump. He has got a great tackle position. He's a secure tackler, but he's not great in the run stop, and he doesn't have that elite strength that you want to see out of a defensive end. Kadeem Blackmon is a great talent. You can teach this the tackling, which he is great at, but he's just got not that elite strength you want out of the defensive end. He's got a motor, though, that you can definitely not reject in the first round. And the Broncos are up at the 7th overall pick, and they're going to take Jaron Winters. This is a bit of a head scratcher. Jaron Winters is a fantastic talent. Do not think I'm talking shit on him, but he's a 5'10". He's a little bit of a younger guy, shorter guy, and he's a little older at 23. He's quick. He's got great bump and run. He's an elite man coverage, but he's not great on tackling, and he's not great in the air on catching. His hands are horrible, and most likely is going to be maybe a bust. I might call him a bust right here in this draft. Cincinnati Bengals on the clock, and they're going to take Eddie Moore. Eddie Money Moore, as he was nicknamed in college. The Clemson wide receiver is money, as every time he had the ball in his hands, touchdowns were happening. Yeah, he was a little on the slower side in the combine, but that was most likely due to his high ankle sprain he had at the end of the season. He's a money man, though. He is an elite route runner, creates separation on his plays. He's got average speed, like I said, 4.5 in the 40-yard dash, but he is money when it is needed. The Ravens are on the clock at the 9th overall pick. They got that pick is in, and let's see who they select. That is Jarrell Cole, the middle linebacker out of Florida State. The Seminole linebacker goes at the 9th overall pick, and he is a fantastic talent for that Ravens rebuilding defense. 5'11", a little on the shorter side, but 244 pounds. He is a smart player. He is a great zone coverage, a fantastic tackler, and his instincts are off the charts. He's probably the elite coverage guy out there, and he is definitely one that's going to find himself a lot of INTs sinking into that coverage and jumping up there. We got the Colts to round out the 10th overall pick, and let's see who they select. The pick is in. They're going to take Big Chuck McDaniels, the defensive tackle out of Fresno State. This guy was built on moving cars out in Fireball, California. 6'3", 306. He is a mountain. He is mountain of mass. He is strength upon strength. He had 6 in the bench press. He loves to throw around offensive linemen. His block shedding is off the charts. He's got hit power, but his stamina is not off the charts. He's maybe a 1 or 2 down player, can't play every down, so he's going to have to come in and get that stamina up if he wants to be an all-star Pro Bowl defensive tackle in the NFL. Jacksonville Jaguars are up, and Duval is calling at the 11th pick overall. And they're going to take James Barnett, and this guy's one of my favorite coverage guys in this draft. The Kansas Jayhawk cornerback is one of my favorite prospects. 5'10", 185 pounds. He's a little on that slower side. 4.49 40-yard dash is not that slow, but he still does not have that top end speed. A fantastic zone coverage guy, a fantastic hand guy. He can grab those INTs up there, and the Raiders have their pick. It's a quick draft, everyone. Jump in, strap in for this one, as we got Karl Pitman, the defensive end for Georgia Bulldogs, going off the board at the pick for the Raiders. 6 feet overall. He's a little shorter of a guy. Used to play linebacker, former fullback as well, and running back as well. So he came in, he picked number 69 because it's hilarious, but this guy is a fantastic right end. Great prospect for the Raiders to come in. The Chargers are up, and they got Russell Abbott, probably my favorite lineman in this draft. 75 overall, 6'4", 307 out of Stanford. He's a smart motherfucker. He's a fantastic 4-year starter. Graduated early. He actually graduated when he was a sophomore, but he finished 4 years as at Stanford, and he's a fantastic lineman to come in for the Chargers for Justin Herbert. The Vikings are on the board, 14th overall, taking Armani Lynch. This is a big hitting linebacker out of Texas Tech. The Red Raider linebacker has speed for that linebacker position. 6'2", 243 pounds. Loves to throw those linemen around. He is a terrorizer for halfbacks back there in the backfield for blocking, but he does struggle in the zone. He does jump the play actions. He's not a very smart linebacker. He's a very physical linebacker. Pick is in for the Seahawks at 15th overall, and Tavon Baxter goes off. This is a big right end out of Kentucky. The bigger, the better. 6'5", 298 pounds right end. He is a big jump. He's got relentless motor. He is a big time motor player. Big size, big speed, but he has also a big ego. Tavon Baxter goes to the Seahawks. Let's see how he does in the Pacific Northwest. The Packers are on the board, and they're going to take Kai Jenkins. Also, another right end going off the board. The Bronco defensive end goes off the board for the Packers at the 16th overall pick. He was a monster in the combine for the bench press. 6'3", a great strength guy. Block shed off the charts. Run stopping, that's what he does. But pass rushing, not so much. He's not very good and in the every play type of thing. He sometimes gets lost in the mix. Falcons are up at 17th overall. Let's see how they do at this crucial pick. And they're going to go up and take Antoine Kilgore, a close local guy at Clemson, 6'3", 303, a fantastic talent. Probably one of my favorite tackles in this one. He has great feet, pass block off the charts, and he's going to be a great guy for the Falcons going off this board. The Cowboys, America's team, at 18th overall. Let's see who they select. Irvin Knox, another great offensive tackle. And this one, another one from Alabama, another Crimson Tide bookend here with the first overall pick as well, but Irvin Knox goes off, and I think he's actually one of the better players for the offensive line behind the first overall pick. Irvin Knox, another fantastic lineman, goes off the board. The Tennessee Titans are up at 19th, and they're going to take Antonio Lawrence, probably the best defensive tackle in my book, goes off. This is a steal for the Titans. He never gives up. He has a relentless motor, but don't expect him to be a pass rushing defensive tackle. He has elite size back there, but he is only a run stopper out there for the Bruins. He was a fantastic run stopper, but he had like maybe 4 or 5 sacks his entire career. The Bills are up at the 20th overall pick, and Chili Chill 23 is definitely eyes on the Bills on this pick. Take a look at this one. And at the 20th overall pick, Joshua Whitfield goes off, the California Bear tight end, former wide receiver. He's got huge size. He's quick. Former tight end and a former basketball player. He's actually like Nick Sylvester, former basketball player, makes a great tight end apparently, but he also is shitty in blocking. So don't expect him. He might get actually moved out, and that would be a fantastic talent in the red zone for the Bills. The Dolphins are up at the 21 overall pick. Let's see who they select. Benjy Atkins, the right guard out of Oregon. 2 Ducks go off the board in the first round, and the Dolphins just picked up a great right guard. He could actually move in, possibly play center, possibly play left guard as well. He a fantastic interior lineman, a leader on this team, and the Ducks will definitely miss Benjy Atkins. Panthers are up at 22. They got Trey Lance out there, and now they pick up a big prospect for their defense. Scott Winchester, the right outside linebacker for Auburn, goes off the boards. And we still have to address the fact that Adonis Jackson and Noah Church are still on the board. Lincoln Moe is still on the board, and also Sean Davis is still on the board. This is a lot of talent in positional picks just dropping on the board. The pick is in for the Cardinals, and let's see if they select another defensive tackle. They're going to select Sidney Blades, the wide receiver out of Florida State, and still Noah Church drops a little bit more. This might be an epic drop for the Trojan. It might be his cocaine possession problems and his troubles in the law, but Sidney Blades goes off the boards. He is a fantastic, big-time wide receiver. Compares a little bit to Julio Jones, but just not as developed yet for the Cardinals. And now the Saints are on the board at 24 overall. They got their pick in. Let's see who they select. And they're going to take, that is Dave Ramathorn. This is a hard-nosed center out of Louisville. This guy is, he will pull trucks with his teeth. He is a technician on this offensive line. Athletic for his position, and he could actually move to guard if he needed to. He has got a strong base out there, but he only played 1 year at center, so might have to get a little bit of more shining, a little bit more polishing before he starts for the Saints. We got the Patriots up at 25th overall, and Von Fletcher, the hard-hitting strong safety out of Nebraska. This black shirt defense loves to play defense. He's got a great head on his shoulders, quick instincts, solid tackler, and he's a great hands man. But he's not great in man, and he's a little bit of a diva out there. He loves to play the game, but he wants the ball in his hand. If he doesn't get thrown at, he does stray away from some plays. might have to get a little bit polishing in that way. Dante Booth goes off the board for the Bears at 26. The free safety out of Michigan. He's a big hitter, good speed, big playmaker, but sometimes doesn't even play in the plays. Sometimes gets those late hits, can't really pull his head out of his ass. Sometimes gets some penalties that really hurt his team. But Dante Booth has got some talent that you cannot deny. Tampa Bay is up on the board, 27th, and they're going to take Andrew Harris, who I think might be the best safety in this draft, and a steal at 27th overall. The Purdue strong safety definitely did not get as much recognition and respect, but this guy loves to lay the lumber. He's a tugger, if I can say that right now. If I'm going to have a crossover reference to my series on Be a Pro, Andrew Harris is a tugger out there. He is a great pick at this pick for the Buccaneers and someone I was targeting in the Rams scouting unit. The Steelers are up at the 28th overall pick. They're running their happy ass up. I don't know why except but they're going to take Peter Davis, the left end out of Oklahoma State. This guy is actually billed more as a second round pick, so this is a little shocking to see him go, but he does have a great motor. He's a big time hitter. Most likely will get moved back to being a linebacker. He doesn't have exceptional speed out there, so as a defensive end he doesn't really have that. Could be more of a coverage big time hitting linebacker. Doesn't really play in the deep zones or anything like that, but a good pick for the Steelers, but probably could have been made in the second round. We get the Giants. Fuck them. I don't even care who they select. Dog shit McDog shit. I don't care. Fuck the Giants. They take Sheldon Thornton, a right tackle out of the Pittsburgh Panthers organization. The University of Pittsburgh Panthers right tackle Sheldon Thornton. I'm sorry for him. He's a great talent, but you know what? He's going to a shitball team. Fuck them. But he doesn't really wow you on the tape. So really, when you're watching these highlights, it's not really pretty. The Giants make a big blunder taking that piece of shit, Sheldon Thornton. Sorry. All right, Giants are over. The Chiefs are now up at the 30th overall pick. Pick is in for the Chiefs, and they are going to select Eric McCann, and we don't have any video coverage over Eric McCann. It's shocking that they selected him in the first round. Don't have any information on this motherfucker, so we're just going to move on. The Texans are up at the 31st pick overall, and then we got the Rams coming up at the last pick of the first round. Pick is in for the Texans. Don't fucking care. Doug Armstrong, linebacker out of Vanderbilt, a fantastic prospect, but he doesn't really wow me. He's got great smarts. He's a good student of the game, solid speed, but he's a weak ass tackler, so fuck him. He's gonna bust. I don't know. Rams are up, and this is where I fucking care about this whole fucking episode. Thank you if you made it this far. Let's see. Noah Church is on there. Adonis Jackson is on there. Sean Pierce, I called him something else earlier. I made the mistake. Shannon Styles is still on the board. Lincoln Moe's still on the board. Malcolm Brothers, the running back. A lot of positional players still on the board, and unfortunately, it's not a position that we are looking for in this draft. I want to select a replacement for Big Rig Higgs. Yeah, we have Nick Sylvester. He is more of a receiving tight end. I'm looking at Cesar Medrano. Let's take a look at a player that I was targeting, Sam Hamm, the 6'3", 295-pound center out of Oklahoma State. A fantastic pass protector, a great three-cone, a good 20-yard shuttle, a little low in the strength in the bench press, and a little on the 40-yard dash, but I don't really need him for that speed. Jabari Buchanan, a 6'4", 297 147-pound right guard out of Tennessee. Another guy that I was targeting. I might actually still target him if he's still around in the second round, but Jabari Buchanan, good quickness, a good run blocker, pancakes defensive lineman like whoa, but his pass blocking still not that great. We got the pick in. Let's see who we select, and it's going to be Brennan Carmichael. 6'6", 246-pound tight end out of Iowa. They always produce some great-ass tight ends, and he's a blocking tight end. He's a guy that I want to bring in for those run plays. Throw in as a good complement to the pass-catching Nick Sylvester. He's out of Iowa, who always produces some great tight ends. He's got 75 speed, 73 catching, so it's not like he's too shitty on that. Good run blocking at 75, solid awareness 62, that is going to get better. Solid acceleration at 80. Solid pass blocking at 70, impact blocking great, break tackles great. He's a good blocker, and that's really what I want to bring in, possibly even move him into that fullback position sometimes when Rhino Rivera is going to move out, maybe have two fullback type guys back there. Outstanding blocker, a good team captain who I can add into this locker room, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. We're going to not really draft him for the receiving, so that's really not something I'm worried about. 6'6", a hidden dev trait as well, and a good pick. 6 overall in true value, and we got him at 32 overall. And I'm happy to get Brendan Carmichael in the end of the first round. We got the rest of the 2nd through the 7th round picks next episode. Thank you for watching this one. This is the first round of the 2024 draft using Chili Chill 23's fantasy custom draft class that he has created. Go check it out on his YouTube page. I will link it down below the episode. Go check it out. But thank you for watching the first round of the 2024 draft. Like and subscribe down below. Throw us a comment. Hit us up on Instagram or Twitter as well. Join us back for the rounds 2 through 7 next episode here on Los Angeles Rams franchise on Dynasty Central Sports. We will see you later.